Good morning, students. I hope the first hour is left. Only 25 people are here. Good morning. Why only 25 are here?
Ma'am, the second class starts from 10 o'clock, ma'am. From the latest
Now they have
timetable.
revised. It is circulated to you also. Okay, fine. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, then we'll start by 10. I appreciate you guys are there. You are quick to join. Okay, students, let us start. Welcome to the next lecture. That is lecture number 13. Till 5 more, 6 more have to join. Okay, no problem. Let them join. We will start. I hope I'm audible clearly. And to remind you again, as always, Please, whenever you want me to stop, please unmute yourself and speak. Okay? I'll not be able to track the chat box. Shall we start? I hope I'm audible, clearly audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Yes, very good. Okay, so by the end of this class, you'll be able to describe the operation of capacitor filter, and you'll be able to derive the expression for ripple factor and the DC output voltage of a rectifier circuit, half-wave rectifier circuit with a filter, okay, capacitor filter. So when we say capacitor, capacitor is one type of electronic device mainly used to perform signal processing. Okay, you might have um, heard about me saying that whenever we discussed half-wave rectifier or full-wave rectifier, I used to mention that to avoid or reduce the ripple content in the output of the rectifier circuits, we can use filters, right? So these filters, the function of the filter is to allow DC component and block AC component. So using this, the presence or amount of presence of AC component can be reduced using filters. So practically, like when we talk about filter circuit, we generally use components such as inductance and capacitance, because in order to separate DC from the ripple, components which have widely different impedances for AC and DC components has to be used in the filter circuits. So such components are inductances and capacitance. So we know that about inductance, ideally the inductance acts as a short circuit for DC, right? And has a large impedance for AC. Similarly, the capacitor acts as open circuit for DC and almost short circuit for AC, right? That is the reason always the inductances are always connected in series with the load, and capacitor is always connected in parallel with the load, okay, because it blocks the DC. So thus a filter is an electronic circuit composed of, say, capacitor or inductor or combination of both, okay, wherein connected between the rectifier and the load, okay, to convert this pulsating DC what we have from the uh, rectifier output to pure DC, to convert pulsating DC to pure DC. So one thing to observe here is the two type of capacitor filters are the capacitor filter and two types of filter circuits are capacitor filter and choke filter. Choke is nothing but the inductance. This type of filters are not widely used because they are bulky, expensive, and they consume more power. Whereas the capacitor filters are quite famous because of, say, low cost, less weight, small size, and good characteristics, and they are most applicable for small load currents. Okay, uh, as I was mentioning here, the capacitor does not permit DC to flow through it, right? So if you look at this reactance equation, right? So higher the value of capacitance, the reactance will be less, right? So based on that, based on the value of the capacitor and the reactance, because it the capacitor is open for DC and blocks DC, it can be connected in parallel with the load to say avoid, allow the AC components to flow through it and allow the DC component to flow through RL. Okay, so the capacitor filter circuit is as shown here.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Some students are joining the class.
Okay, they have to be permitted.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Sean Leslie, why? Okay, admit. Okay, who was that? Thank you. Who gave me that message? Jason, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Jason. Yeah. Why is it asking permission to admit? I don't know. All right, fine. Fine. So we were here. So the capacitor filter circuit looks like this, wherein the capacitor will be connected in between the rectifier and the load. Okay, as you can observe here. So the rectifier output will be connected to the capacitor. Okay, and the output what you observe across RL, because capacitor and RL both will be connected in parallel. So the filtered output can be observed at the RL. Okay. So here, what happens exactly here is, as you can see, the capacitor which is connected at the output of the rectifier. Now, from the rectifier output, the initially when capacitor is say still not charged completely. Okay. So from the output of the rectifier, when say you have this capacitor and initially it charges to the maximum value. Okay. So once it reaches maximum value, the voltage that is across the capacitor. Now, if you observe, when it is completely charged, the voltage at this point, which will be the cathode of the diode connected here in the rectifier circuit, will be more, right? So that is the moment when the diode will turn off, and the capacitor, which is completely charged now, will be then continuing to discharge via the RL. Okay, so the output may look somewhat like this. All right. So initial part is not shown. When the capacitor has to charge, initially the dotted line is your output of the half wave rectifier. Okay. And initially the capacitor charges to the maximum value, say Vm. All right. Generally the capacitor charges to, in a practical situation, practical diode, the maximum voltage across the capacitor will be Vm minus 0.7, because 0.7 is the drop across the diode, right? That is practically, if you are considering. If you are taking ideally the situation, the voltage across the capacitor would be, say, maximum Vm. So when it reaches maximum, when it charges to complete maximum value Vm, observe here, when the input slightly is below Vm, okay, but the voltage across the capacitor is still maximum. So that is the point when the diode is turned off and the capacitor starts discharging via RL. Okay, all right. So during this point, whenever the input voltage is below the voltage of the voltage across the capacitor, all right, and also during the negative cycle, the diode will be switched off or turned off. So the output what you are observing at the RL will be the voltage across the capacitor that is shown. I hope you all are with me, and I'll repeat. In the next cycle, what happens? Say the capacitor is just discharging via RL, the voltage across the capacitor is slowly reducing. So it has reduced to this point, okay? And meanwhile, in the next cycle, when the input voltage is increasing, okay? When the input voltage crosses the voltage across the capacitor, then now the diode is now forward biased, because the voltage across, let me show this, voltage across this point is now less compared to the input voltage. So that is when the diode will be forward biased, and that is when again the capacitor will start charging to the maximum value. Okay? And this cycle repeats. So when the diode is switched off, the capacitor discharges via RL. So at the output, what you're observing here is nothing but the voltage across the capacitor. So this part is where the capacitor is charging, where you can call it as DC, and capacitor discharging is the time duration indicated here. It is TD. So the total time period of capacitor charging and discharging will be T, which will be repeating every cycle. Okay. So as you can observe, the output voltage is superior because it remains significantly close to the highest value here. Okay. And if you observe, compare with that of the output of the rectifier, the variation, the ripple content in the output is significantly less when a filter is used. Now the capacitor filter, we are talking about capacitor filter. The output across RL is the ripple content across the at the output across the RL is quite less compared to the rectified output. Okay, so that is how the capacitor helps or works in reducing the ripple content. All right, so observe here. Let us look at the half wave rectifier. So first I just gave you the working of the capacitor filter. Okay, let's see if it is connected in the half wave rectifier circuit. Okay, so half wave rectifier circuit, you are familiar. You have one single diode there and RL connected there. Okay, so now as we have discussed, because of the property of the capacitor, okay, it will be connected in parallel. So whenever the AC voltage is applied to the circuit, okay, throughout the positive half cycle, then the diode gets allows the current to flow through it, right? We know that capacitor gives high resistance lane for DC components and low resistive lane for AC components. So the flow of current is always will always choose the low resistance lane, right? So the DC component flow through the RL or the load resistor, as you can observe here. So throughout this conduction time, the capacitor gets charged to the highest value of the supply voltage, as I showed in the previous waveform there. And as the voltage among the two plates of the capacitor is equivalent to the supply voltage, then it is said to be completely charged. So when it gets charged, then it holds the supply until the supply of the input AC toward the rectifier achieves the negative cycle, or say the voltage is now less than the voltage across the capacitor. So once the rectifier reaches negative cycle or it drops below the voltage across the capacitor, now the diode will be reverse biased. I hope you are getting my point there. Okay, the diodes will be reverse biased when the voltage across the capacitor is maximum compared to the supply voltage when it is slightly below Vn, right? So diode will be reverse biased and it stops allowing the current to flow, or in other words, it will turn off. Okay, so during this point, the capacitor now will start discharging via RL. Okay, so this charging and discharging of the capacitor depends mainly on the input voltage. That is when the input voltage is less or greater than the capacitor voltage, right? So once the rectifier reaches the positive half cycle, then the diode acquires forward bias and allows the flow of current to make the capacitor charge again. So this cycle repeats as shown in the waveform here. Okay, are you with me so far? Is there any clarification or you want anything to repeat, or shall we proceed to full wave rectifier? Anyone wants me to repeat any point there? Mind you, full wave rectifier, you will be explaining the working of the full wave rectifier. Are you with me? Hello?
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
isn't the filtering very poor here?
I didn't get your question, Ashwita.
Like, like if we look into the limitations, the filtering will be poor, right?
Filtering will be poor. I didn't get your point. What do you mean filtering will be poor?
Ma'am,
Yes, yes.
I
Yeah,
can talk
go
about
ahead.
that after like a full wave rectifier.
Okay, okay, okay. Actually, I didn't get your question at all. Maybe like with further discussion, maybe your doubt would get clear. All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Please don't just say yes, 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 yes. That is not the thing. I don't want you to show that you are attentive. Yeah. I want you to understand things. Okay. Just for attendance sake, typing in the chat box, yes, yes, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. Let me see if you are really attentive. Okay, let me call upon someone to explain full wave rectifier with a filter and how it works. The operation of filter in a full wave rectifier. Whom shall I call? Whom shall I call? Alvin D'Souza, are you there? Alvin D'Souza. Yeah, you're there. Alvin D'Souza? Hello, you're there. I can see your name here, but I don't know. That's what, whether you're there or not clear. Alvin? If you're not able to explain, that's fine, but you have to answer something. How about in offline mode? If we make you to stand up, you will respond something, right? Come on. Are you there or not? So I'll keep your attendance as absence there, even though you are logged in. Alvin, I want you to answer something. Are you there? Okay. Okay, I'll consider this. Jerin Joseph. Let me see, Jerin, are you there or not? Jerin Joseph. Yeah, it shows that you are there in the people attending the meeting. Jerin, can you come in? Oh, now if I call attendance now, I think all will be responding. Let me check that too. Yeah, Jerin, you're speaking. Yeah, come in.
Ma'am,
What did I ask? What was the question? What was the question? Now I have to call each one of you and mark the attendance. Only those who are really answering will be marked. The attendance would be given. What is this? Why are you like this today? Okay, let me check. Am I fast? Am I fast? Oh, are you all tired of first hour? What is it? Am I fast? Come on, someone reply here. Oh, does that mean I was fast? Why are you guys not replying? Is there any problem from my side?
No, ma'am, it's fine.
Then why Ashwija also is silent today? Okay. 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 Should I repeat? Okay, let me go back. Should I repeat the operation of the filter, how it works? Lisa Rodriguez. Lisa, do you want me to repeat? Oh, see, those are not answering. I will mark absent now, including Alvin D'Souza. Okay, Lisa didn't answer, so she's absent. Okay, let me see. I don't want to be like this. Okay, you are making.
Ma'am?
Yeah, Alvin.
Ma'am, I'm Alvin D'Souza.
Hmm. Tell
I
me.
think it works same as a full wave rectifier, but due to the presence of the capacitor, the ripple factor reduces, so the output will be a bit high.
Of course, how it operates is the question. How is the operation is the question. Of course, with the filter, obviously the ripple contents are reduced in the output. That is the purpose of the filter actually, the function of the filter. How is it happening is the question. So that you have to explain with circle. No, Ashwija, please wait. Please. Ashwija, please wait. What about others? Godson, are you there? Let me check. I'm not happy with the response today. Godson, are you there? See, I will mark absent for all these people, those who are not replying. Emlyn? Emlyn, you are there? Okay. Why are you not unmuting and speaking? Huh? All right, quickly answer your attendance. You know the sequence quickly. I'll call just once. You answer the attendance. Adarsh?
Present, ma'am.
Adit? Absent. Aiden D'Souza? Ajit? No, I don't want you. I want you to unmute and speak. Don't make me wild. Ajit Shetty?
Present, ma'am.
Alvin Quadras?
Present, ma'am.
Anaga? Absent. Anisha?
Present, ma'am.
Annalisa?
Present,
Anupna?
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. I know about that. Adit and Anusha had gone somewhere. Okay. Ashwija, you're there. Avin was?
Present, ma'am.
Krupa, Bhumika?
Present, ma'am.
Darren Disa? Devi Kiran, Darren Disa is absent. Devi
Present,
Kiran?
ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Then why are you silent, man? Devi
No, this is
Kiran?
Devi Kiran.
Devi Kiran is present, yeah. Okay. Editor?
Present, ma'am.
Emlyn? Okay. Glenn?
Present, ma'am.
Havan? Jane?
Present, ma'am.
Jason?
Present, ma'am.
Kate? Ketan Kumar? Kate
Present,
Pereira?
ma'am.
Kate Pereira is not there. Ketan Kumar?
Present, ma'am.
Lucky? Melroy?
Present, ma'am.
No, I don't want your response in the chat box. I want you to answer. Melroy? Okay, Mevin?
Present, ma'am.
Yeah, Mevin?
Present.
Rabil?
Present, ma'am.
Sahil? Sahal Hassan? Sahil absent. Sahal? Nityananda?
Present, ma'am.
Okay, Owen?
Present, ma'am.
Prajwal?
Present, ma'am.
Pratham? Balakrishna?
Present, ma'am.
Ryan Prashant?
Present, ma'am.
Revan?
Present, ma'am.
Rihan?
Yes, ma'am.
Rimesha? Ritin?
Present, ma'am.
Roshan?
Present, ma'am.
Ruben?
Present, ma'am.
Rushali?
Present, ma'am.
Ryan Isaac?
Present, ma'am.
Samrid? Satvik?
Present,
Sean? Shravya?
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Suhag? Vaishnavi? Varsha? Vanessa?
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Vigna Shetty? Yeah, I'm
Present,
getting it.
ma'am.
Vineet,
Present, ma'am.
Vivian, and Wilson.
Present, ma'am.
Then why are you guys not speaking when I'm asking you a question? For attendance, you are responding? Huh? Why is that so? Are you following or not? You want to learn or not? See, again, silence. What is this? Huh? If you're not following, if you're finding me fast, then you should let me know. Otherwise, how will I understand? Okay, let me go back and explain this operation again. Do you want me to repeat? This might be repetition for those who have understood. Do you want me to repeat or not? Else I'll go ahead with full wave rectifier and filter. Should I repeat? Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm repeating. Please pay attention. So, fine. I was mentioning we have two types of filter here. As I mentioned, it can be inductive type or capacitive type. Capacitive, since we know that it acts as an open circuit for AC component and it blocks DC. So capacitor can be used as a filter while connecting it in parallel with the load in the circuit. So this is our rectifier circuit, right? Half wave rectifier circuit, where we have one diode there and the RL or the load that we have in the circuit. And if we connect a capacitor in parallel with the load, then this acts as a filter, okay? And let's observe how it acts as a filter. Filter here in the sense, we want to eliminate the AC component in the output, right? So initially from the previous class, yes.
Ma'am, does it block DC or form a closed circuit for DC?
Come again? What is that?
Ma'am, does the capacitor block DC or it forms a closed circuit for DC?
No. It blocks AC. It doesn't block DC. It blocks AC
Yes, ma'am.
component. Yeah.
Yeah.
You followed, right? Okay, let me continue. Okay. So from the half wave rectifier, we saw that the output is a pulsating DC, right? So pulsating DC means the DC value is continuously varying with respect to time. That is what we saw. This is the response of the half wave rectifier, right? The dotted line. So when we connect capacitor, what happens is, let us observe here what happens. So when the diode to which a secondary of the supply is connected, so the input is continuously varying, isn't it? It is a sinusoidal input. So when it is continuously varying, the diode which is forward biased, right? So which acts as a closed circuit here, that will make the capacitor to charge, okay? So the output from the diode is nothing but what you observe here, isn't it? These cycles, dotted line, where you get only in the positive cycle, right? So when there is output, say in the initial quarter of the positive cycle, capacitor also is charging along with that, okay? Capacitor initially, that initial part is not shown here. Initially, the capacitor charges from 0 to maximum value Vm. Let us talk about the ideal diode here. So the capacitor also will charge to maximum value Vm. Now observe the output from the diode here. Observe the output. As the input slowly reduces from the maximum value, okay? The capacitor is already charged now to the maximum value Vm, right? So the input value, input which is varying sinusoidally, okay, it reaches say Vm and then it drops back, right, below Vm. But here the potential at the capacitor is maximum now. So the voltage at the cathode is maximum Vm and at the anode will be less than Vm. So the diode will be now reverse biased. So it will be turned off. So at that time, the capacitor voltage, which has now reached Vm, okay, slowly starts discharging via RL. So the output, what you can observe at RL is nothing but the voltage across the capacitor. This part, the voltage across the capacitor, which is discharging. So what is this duration here? In the remaining part of the half cycle and also in the negative cycle, during which the diode is turned off. At that time duration, okay, capacitor will be discharging. So this line what you observe is nothing but the voltage across the capacitor. Okay. Now observe here. The voltage, say at this point, it has across the capacitor has reached this point. Okay, in the negative cycle, in the next cycle, in the next positive cycle, as the input is varying, I don't have the input cycle here, input signal here. Okay, when the input is varying and reaching maximum value. Okay, so if it crosses the voltage which is more than that of the capacitor, all right. So say this is some value where the voltage across the capacitor, now here it is discharged and it is less than Vm. Okay, now input will be increasing. So if the voltage across this point, if it is more than the voltage across the capacitor which has discharged now observe the condition of the diode, it will be forward biased. Where is that waveform? Yeah, right. So input voltage is slightly above the voltage of the capacitor. So at that point, the diode will be forward biased and it will complete the path, allowing the capacitor to charge again to the next maximum value, that is Vm. Now observe here, to bring to your notice, only at this point from say the duration where my pointer is pointing, only at this point the diode will be conducting. In the rest of the time, diode is off in the half wave rectifier. Okay, so only when the diode is conducting, only then the capacitor will charge to the maximum value. When the diode is turned off, the capacitor discharges via RL. Have you understood the working now, operation of the filter? So the output, what you can see, so in the absence of filter, in the absence of capacitor, the output would have been varying from 0 to Vm, isn't it? The dotted line. This is the dotted line is the half wave rectifier output. Okay. So where you can see the pulsating DC. So the output DC is continuously varying with respect to time in the presence of, in the absence of filter. Whereas in the presence of filter, the output, what you can observe here is between V and VRPP. Okay. So this VRPP is nothing but the duration, say, where the output is varying across the filter or across RL also, because filter is connected in parallel with the RL or the load resistor. Okay. So now the DC output will be Vm minus VRPP minus Vm. That is between these 2 points, these 2 dotted lines. Okay. So now if you observe the output across the output terminals of the half wave rectifier in presence of the filter, the output will be only this part. So if you compare that with that of the output without filter, the ripple content is significantly less in the presence of filter. I hope it is clear now. If still it is not clear, let me know.
Ma'am, what is ripple content?
Ripple content is nothing but the variation or the presence of AC component in the DC output.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
In other words to say, where the output is varying with respect to time. So when we say varying with respect to time, it is nothing but there is AC component in the output, right? So ripple is nothing but variation in the output. Now, if you observe in the presence of filter, that variation is quite less. Correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Abhin. Yeah. All right. So the same thing in the presence of filter in a full wave rectifier, considering the center tap transformer type of full wave rectifier where you have only two diodes there. Okay. So at the output, the capacitor will be connected in parallel with the RL. Excuse me. So there again, if you recall the output of the full wave rectifier, you saw that the output that is comparing with that of the half wave rectifier. In full wave rectifier, you get output in both the positive and negative cycles, right? So there again, it was a pulsating DC where you used to get output in both positive and negative cycles. Okay, again with pulsating DC. That means there was AC component present in the DC output. So now if you connect the filter, okay, or the capacitor, so this is what will happen. So even in the full wave rectifier, the dotted line, what you can observe here is the full wave rectifier output, and this blue line is your capacitor output. Okay, so there again, in the first cycle, this first positive cycle, say D1 will be conducting, isn't it? So that time, initially say the capacitor will charge to Vm. When the input voltage drops below Vm, D1 will be turned off and capacitor will start discharging via RL. In the negative cycle, where D2 will be conducting, observe here, when D2 is conducting, the input, when it is varying, is slightly more than that of the voltage across the capacitor. D2 is conducting and it completes the path, allowing the capacitor to again charge to the next Vm value, right? Okay. And when the input signal drops below Vm, the diode D2 now will be turned off and capacitor will discharge via RL. So I'm assuming that you know the circuit and you know how it operates. So assuming that, I'm directly explaining in the waveform here, or the output of the capacitor voltage. Okay. So in the next positive cycle, say when D1 is conducting, so that also happens only when the input voltage is slightly above that of the voltage of the capacitor here. Okay, now capacitor has discharged, right? So the voltage across the capacitor has dropped to this level now. All right. So when the input voltage is slightly above this point, then D1 will be now conducting. At that time, capacitor will be charging to maximum value. Okay, and this repeats. So this part is when diode D1 is conducting. This part is when diode D2 is conducting. D1, D2. You know that, right? This is the output of the full wave rectifier. Full wave rectifier where you have pulsating DC output. And in the presence of filter, this is your output across RL. And if you observe there, because of the charging and discharging of the capacitor, the variation in the output is less compared to this dotted lines. Variation or the AC component in the DC is significantly less compared to this dotted line where the, okay, let me ask question here. How much is the ripple content in half wave rectifier? Can anyone, let me call upon someone. Who is this? Rabbil, can you tell me? How much is the ripple content in half wave rectifier? Rabbil. Melroy DeCosta?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am?
Yes, tell me ripple content. What is the ripple content in half wave rectifier?
It's 1.21.
Yes, correct. Or otherwise 121%, right? So we say 121% of AC component present in the DC output, isn't it? Who answered this, Melroy or Rabil? Rabil. Okay. Melroy, you didn't answer. Melroy, come in.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about full wave rectifier output. How much is the ripple content there?
0.483, ma'am.
0.483 or otherwise 48.3%. Isn't it? Yeah. So coming back here, yes, where was I? Okay. So here with the filter, this ripple content can be reduced. Okay, now observe here in the output here, in both the case, whether it is half wave rectifier with filter or the full wave rectifier with filter, the time duration for charging of the capacitor, it is comparatively less, isn't it, compared to discharging of the capacitor. Okay, in both the conditions, if you observe, the time required for charging of the capacitor is less compared to discharging of the capacitor. Okay, and this again depends on the value of the capacitance of the capacitor, right? So higher the value, we can reduce this time period. All right. Okay. What is, okay, we have already reached 10:43. Oh, is it till 10:50? 10:50 or 10:55 now? Do I have time for, what is it? 10:50, yeah, okay. Okay, let us go to the derivation part. I'll change the slide here. Maybe you need to be quite fast in taking down things. Okay. I hope the screen is visible. All right. So here, we will now derive the expression for the ripple factor. Okay. Coming down. Okay. For the half wave rectifier with the capacitor filter, derive the expression for ripple factor. You have to quickly take down. All right. Be with me as I go on explaining. So we know that the ripple factor gamma, it is given by ratio of VAC by VDC, isn't it? VAC is nothing but the RMS value of the ripple voltage on capacitor, and VDC is the DC output voltage. All right. Now, if we consider this output in presence of the capacitor filter, if we take that as the say triangular waveform, all right, as shown in the figure here, if we consider the output to a triangular waveform here, similar to the one as shown here, if you consider this to be a triangle, then the AC voltage, or sorry, RMS value can be given by VRPP by 2√3. I'll go back to the triangle here. Okay, this is your VRPP, that is ripple from peak to peak, is nothing but your VRPP. VR is nothing but the ripple voltage, and PP means peak to peak. Okay. All right. So taking that charging and discharging of the capacitor to be a triangular waveform, the RMS value can be written as VRPP by 2√3. I hope you are copying down. Are you with me? Please note down. This waveform and all you can take down later. All right. And we also know that during the period TD is nothing but the discharge time. During the period TD, the capacitor discharges a steady current into the load, right? So this capacitor current IC, or in other words IDC, which is your output current, can be written as C into dV0 by dt, isn't it? The voltage which is continuously varying with, and the capacitor. So the capacitor current, which is nothing but your output current, can be written as C into dV0 by dt. All right. So this dV0 by dt is nothing but the slope of this triangle. Observe here. dV0 by dt is nothing but the slope of the triangle. How do you write the slope of the triangle here? Y by x coordinates, isn't it? Yeah. So can you write it as if you take the angle here as theta, then tan theta will be equal to VRPP by TD. VRPP is nothing but the peak to peak value of the ripple voltage, and TD is nothing but this discharge time of the triangle here, considering this triangle of charging and discharging of the capacitor. Okay, so tan theta is nothing but the slope of the discharging. It can be written as VRPP by TD. Are you with me here? All right. Substitute this dV0 by dt here in the above equation at the output or the output current, capacitor current or the output current. Okay. Substituting IDC will be equal to C into VRPP by TD. So taking VRPP on the left hand side, just rearranging, cross multiplying and dividing by C here, IDC into TD by C will be your VRPP. I hope all are with me, and I hope you are noting down the things. Okay. Now, we know the total time period, that is charging of the capacitor and discharging of the capacitor, both given as the total time period T. Okay. And we just now discussed that the charging of the capacitor TC is quite less compared to time for the discharging of the capacitor. So taking TC to be very less, okay, when C is large, isn't it? So TD you can substitute as T from this above equation. When TC is very small, negligible, so TD will be equal to T. So T time period you can substitute there with equal to 1 by F, which is the reciprocal of the frequency. Okay, substitute that in the above equation. Replace TD with T, which is 1 by F. So VRPP will be equal to IDC by FC. IDC, we know it is nothing but the output current, which is the ratio of V by R, that is VDC by RL. VDC by RL. And also in the beginning, considering the triangular waveform, we saw the RMS value, RMS voltage, VAC. It was the ratio of VRPP by 2 root 3. So VRPP will be equal to 2 root 3 into VAC. So substitute that in the above equation. Substitute that in the above equation. So on the left hand side, you will have 2 root 3 VAC is equal to VDC by FC RL. On the left hand side, you will have 2 root 3 VAC. On the right hand side, you will have VDC by FC RL. Substituting IDC is equal to VDC by RL. So the ratio VAC by VDC is nothing but the ripple factor. All right. So that is given by the ripple factor of the capacitor in the presence of capacitor filter for a half-wave rectifier. It is given by 1/2√3 F into C into R. So this is the ripple factor for half-wave rectifier with capacitor filter. All right. So I think it's time now. We'll proceed.
And once can you scroll above? Like I was disconnected for a moment.
Okay. Where do you want me to point to?
I'm still above, still above. Yeah. Yeah.
So we were talking about the output current or the capacitor current, which is given by C into dV naught by dt. dV naught by dt is nothing but the slope of the discharge, where we can consider taking this theta, that is tan theta is equal to the y coordinates by the x, right? So which will be VRPP by TD. TD is your discharge time. So substituting that in the above equation, IDC
Yes,
will
ma'am,
be
done.
equal to, okay. Okay. Ma'am, can you show the waveform? Waveform, which one? Is it the output of the capacitor? Is this, Kate? Are you asking this? No, the other one. Okay. Triangular one. Sorry. Is this? See, with the disturbance and taking attendance on rules here, I lose time here. So I request not to be very passive, be interactive. It is for your own sake. If you are not following, if you are finding me fast, you should let me know. Don't sit numb there. Okay. Later, when you face test or exam, and if you get less marks, no one will ask you or question you, did you understand during the class time, why didn't you ask doubts and all. People will only look at your marks. Okay, so you have to take interest, be interactive, ask doubts. If you're not following, ask questions. Somehow learning should happen. Okay,